Full time at Old Trafford, we lose to Crystal Palace 1-0. We lose to Crystal Palace 1-0 at Old Trafford. We beat them 3-0 convincingly with a second team that had fluidity, connection, and experience playing with each other. We've gone out with our first 11 with Amrabat at left back, Mason Mount in the midfield to be overrun, and no connection, no fluidity, some selfish players, and some overrated, not bothered players. Absolutely despicable. Despicable performance. The first half I wasn't even that angry because I know we had a lot of chances, but Palace just scored a world-class goal and we were dominating possession, and I had faith that we'd come back, and no. It was just, the second half was an abomination. Palace fully parked the bus, and when a team like Crystal Palace parks the bus at Old Trafford, I know it's for 40. You've got 45 minutes to work out a bus parking, and they did it for about 70. To be fair, you've got 70 minutes to work out a bus parking. Like, just do it. You're at home. You're attacking the home fans. Just do it. And we couldn't do it. We had no fluidity attackingly. For some reason, I can't remember who tweeted it, but it was a really, really good opinion. For some reason, we were allergic to going down the right. On the right wing, we have Palistri on the right wing. Or on the right side, we've got Palistri on the right wing and Delo at right back. They both have right foots. They both can put really good balls into the box, and they've both got really good overlapping connection as an inverted fullback, Delo and Palistri. On the left wing, which we went down all game, you've got Marcus Rashford, who at the moment, and pretty much his whole career, has had an inability to pass the ball and thinks he can do it all himself. And at left back, we've got Sofian Amrabat. It's his second game for the club, and he's not a left back, and he's a right footer. No connection, no chance to have an overlapping fullback putting balls into the box. And we kept going down there when we had a perfectly good connection of Delo and Palistri on the other side. I'm just really confused about what we're actually trying to do. The team selection was hard, but I would have gone Amrabat over Mount. Potentially Mount on the right wing, but I'm fine with Palistri, and put Lindelof at left back because we need Sofian Amrabat in that midfield. Otherwise, we're going to get overran. And look, we didn't concede a goal because we got overran, but we let up a few really dangerous Crystal Palace counter-attacks because we got overrun in that midfield. Amrabat had to go into the midfield earlier. Still took too long to get Garnacho on, took too long to get Martial on, and then, honestly, the Maguire sub was justified. We needed a header in the box, and even that was a bit embarrassing because it's at home to Crystal Palace and we're bringing Maguire on at striker to get a late header to scrape a draw. Then you've got the Donny van de Beek sub. If I could sit down one-on-one and I could ask him one question about that game, Eric Ten Hag, what did Donny van de Beek bring to that game? He brought him on with 20 minutes to go. With 20 minutes of Donny van de Beek. And I don't think Donny van de Beek's a bad player. But it made no sense to bring him on in that situation. Yeah, awful game. We move our attention to a must-win Champions League game against Galatasaray on Wednesday, in which we could face going out of the Champions League if we don't win that. So that's a must-win. We're at Old Trafford. 6 of our next 7 games are at Old Trafford. We've really just got to embrace getting a home run going and hopefully get our league back on track because it's our worst league start in 36 years. And 36 years ago, just before that at least, we got relegated. So, I'm not saying we're going to get relegated, but that's just a comparison on how bad the start to the season's been. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't think we're much bigger than Chelsea at the moment. I don't think we're a lot bigger than Chelsea. Chelsea have no fluidity, no connection, and they can work the ball up the pitch from the defence to the midfield really, really well. But we've got no finishes. I thought Rasmus had to come off at halftime. He really wasn't getting himself into the game, and I thought Martial just came off a really, really good midweek game, and he's actually looked really, really good lately. I think we've got to give Martial a few starts and let Højlund nurture and not keep throwing him in the deep end because Martial's experienced and he can do a job. Rashford, I've already mentioned my concerns. Garnacho should be playing on that left wing. I think Garnacho is our best left winger. Rashford is just absolutely awful. Palistri, I'm happy to keep playing him. Again, like Højlund and Martial, I think we should play Mount on that right wing. Number one, so we can get Amrabat into that midfield, and we don't need to go into the diamond to fit Amrabat and Mount in there. But I think Mount can works really, really hard tracking back, as does Palistri. But I think he's a more experienced player. We can nurture him. And we've got Anthony coming back too. So I hope Palistri's game time doesn't go down too much, but I would really like Mount on that right wing, and we'll see what Anthony brings as well. We've got one fit fullback. Amrabat's good. I mean, I think Lindelof should be playing at left back, as bad as it is. I think Reguilon's not out for too long, neither's Wan-Bissaka, but you've got the long-term injuries of Luke Shaw, Lissandro Martinez. We're really thin up back. And we've got to work something out. Andre Onana, 6. People are actually blaming Onana for that goal. What could he do? People are saying it went straight down the middle and he should be saving that. He's genuinely got a less than a millisecond to react to a world-class goal. Onana couldn't do anything about that. It's hard to play out from the back when our fucking midfielders don't want to present themselves in Bruno, Mount, and Casemiro, Casemiro, I thought he was back, atrocious today. Dalot, by the way, I haven't even thought of who I'm going to give my man of the match to. I have not even thought about it. Dalot, he was good. I thought Dalot. I thought he'd probably a 6. I'm not just going to go low scores because we lost. I thought Dalot actually provided some reasonable overlap with Pellistri, and I thought he actually put some really, really good balls into the box as well. So, fair play to Diogo Dalot. I thought he played quite well and was arguably the best player in our back four. In fact, definitely was our best player in our back four. Raphael Varane, again, 6, and Lindelof 6. They had nothing to do on the goal. On the counter-attacks, it was the midfield being overrun, and Lindelof and Varane both held themselves up very well. By the way, if you haven't already, go and check out my UCATT FC Player of the Year votes on my community tab. I might start integrating them into these player ratings, but we've got a big leaderboard, 5 votes given out each game for the Player of the Year, and at the end of the season, they'll be awarded the UCATT FC Player of the Year. It's a really interesting award to see how the votes will track up throughout the season, so go check that out. And I personally think that Dalot, Varane, and Lindelof may all feature because they all did absolutely nothing wrong. Yeah, it was the midfield that got overrun that made them get flooded with counter-attacks. Amrabat's probably a 5 for me. I thought Amrabat was definitely the weakest of the back four. And, oh, sorry. I apologise. Liverpool have just scored. It's 1-1, and Gakpo's just done his calf scoring. Bit unrelated, but Spurs Liverpool's on at the moment. And Gakpo's really seriously injured himself after scoring. There you go. Goal before half-time, 1-1 and Spurs Liverpool. Been a good game. Anyway, yeah, he's not a left back. He can't provide overlapping run. He doesn't have a left foot. He's a fantastic player, and once we get him in the midfield with Casemiro and Bruno, he will be fantastic. But as he showed against Crystal Palace midweek in the Carabao Cup when we threw him into the midfield instances. But yeah, it's a hard situation for Amrabat at the moment. Casemiro, probably a 4. I thought he was awful. He was man of the match so easily on Tuesday. He was unbelievable, Casemiro. And today, couldn't place a pass to save his life. Defensively, absolutely overran. And it's not his fault. He can't pick up 3 midfielders at once. But he still should be doing a better effort. And that leaves me to Mason Mount, who's also going to get a 5. But I don't think it was... I do feel quite bad for Mason Mount because he's not a number 8 and he's tried filling in a role that he has no reason to be playing. I feel bad for Mace. He should be playing on the right wing or as a number 10, but yeah, we've got no fullbacks and we're going to be playing Amrabat at left back, which leaves Mason Mount exposed in a position where he's not very good at tracking runners. It's like Eriksen. It's not his fault he's having bad games because he's not a number 8. Bruno Fernandes. I'm actually gonna give Bruno a 6, and that's gonna be unpopular. And it's not because Bruno's one of my favourite players. It's genuinely because I think he dictated the midfield for portions of the game, and he was definitely our best midfielder. And I think it was Mount and Casemiro that really needed to track back on the counter attacks and stop and pick up the runners. So yeah. Facundo Pellistri 6. He didn't get given the ball on the right. We kept going down the left. What can you do when you don't get given the ball? Rashford 2. Awful. He keeps getting worse and worse. Garnacho's our best left winger. He's our number 1 choice left winger. He has to be. Rasmus 5. Decent hold up playing areas, but still just lacking polish. We've got to start playing Martial to nurture Højlund and not just start chucking him in every game. Garnacho 6. Showed excitement, flair, and balls into the box wherever he got the ball. The Ericsson and, let me have a look, Donny van de Beek substitutions. I have no idea what the fucking point was of them. They're both here at 5. Then they saw him in their fault. But, like, what was the point? Maguire 5, I saw the point of that. And Martial 6. I thought he was actually decent when he came on. And Martial should be playing. Ericsson and Donny literally... was it to put balls into the box for Maguire? I mean... Alright, if you're going to play Donny, give it... Because he's a good number 8 Donny. I believe Donny can play the number 8 role for us. Like, genuinely, if we're going to continue to play Amrabat at left back, start Van de Beek at number 8. Because he's got physicality, he's got the technical ability. Right now is a door open for him to revive his career at United. It probably won't happen, but he's a good number 8 and we should be playing him there. Not bringing him on with fucking 10 minutes to go. Like, oh, come on. Maguire was to get balls into the box, Martial to head the ball in, and Martial was show some good creativity on the wing. Ten Hag, the substitutions awful, too late once again. Midfield overran, never gonna work, and he didn't have a plan B, to be honest. We were just dominating possession for the sake of it. It was a good first 20 minutes, but we say that every game this season, and then it just falls to shit. 2, awful. Man of the match. I haven't even thought about this. It's no one on the bench, I don't think. Probably Delo or Varane. Varane or Delo. I thought Delo put some good balls into the box, but no one got on the end of them. Højlund should have scored too. It could go to either Varane or Delo for me, but I thought Delo was slightly better. I thought he was also quite good defensively, and then, Varane wasn't. I think Varane will get man of the match. Garnacho, Jesus. I mean, he was our best attacking threat, and actually did something when he came on, unlike all of our other useless attackers. Alright, by useless, Pellistri and Højlund excluded, they're young players. I misworded that. Marcus Rashford is useless. And he's one of my favourite players, but I will harshly criticise anyone. Awful. Alright, see you all next time. Galatasaray Champions League Wednesday. Abysmal again.